He's running for Congress. Let's get a big warm round of applause for Orlando Sonza. Kentucky, how we doing? My fellow conservatives, I'm Orlando Sonza, and I'm running to flip the blue seat in Cincinnati, Ohio. I am running for U.S. Congress because I want to protect the American dream that my family and I pursued when we moved here legally from the Philippines. I believe as a product of a legal immigration system, there is only one way to enter this country, and that is legally. No other way. The American dream that my parents and I pursued when I was just 3 years old was the dream that by your own hard work, your own sweat, and your own work ethic, you can chart your own future. It is not handed to you by someone else. The wealth that you accumulate is not redistributed to everyone else. That is the American dream. That America is still the greatest country as it was when I was 3 years old, as it is now when I'm 33. Ladies and gentlemen, all I wanted to do when I was a little boy growing up in New Jersey was to serve the greatest country in the world in uniform, as a U.S. Army soldier. And so that's what I did. This Jersey boy meets a Cincinnati girl, at all places, at the United States Military Academy at West Point as classmates. You see, ladies and gentlemen, patriotism doesn't just run in my veins, it runs in my wife Jessica's veins as well.
Thank you for your service.
You see, Jessica and I had the privilege of serving this great country as U.S. Army officers. I commissioned as an infantry officer, Jessica as a human resources officer, and we served our country proudly. Now that call to service is still beckoning to those in our country, young and old again. And that is why, in the same way I raised my right hand 11 years ago, as a West Point cadet, I'm raising my right hand again and saying I'm going to serve my country and my state, my community, and my family as a representative in U.S. Congress. Friends, service can be found in many ways, not just in uniform. You see, I thought that I would be wearing the uniform for the rest of my life. All I wanted to do was to be a U.S. Army soldier. But God had different plans, and His ways are much greater than mine. And so at the ripe young age of 23, I sustained a back injury and was medically discharged. I left a year before my wife finished her West Point obligation. So she made captain, I got out as a first lieutenant. She will forever outrank me, in every sense of the word. But I tried to continue to find service for my family and my community. I became a CPA, worked as a senior tax accountant with a master's degree in taxation at Ernst & Young in Cincinnati. The business world was not for me. I learned a lot. I learned that you don't spend more than you make. I learned what it means to have good tax policy. It means it leads to good social and economic policy. You don't tax the American family into oblivion. But then after that, I want to serve in public service again. So I became an assistant prosecutor in Hamilton County, Ohio, and prosecuted the worst criminals that we see across the river. And those criminals, yes, some of them illegal immigrants that broke our laws at the southern border and broke our laws across the river in Ohio. That needs to stop. So ladies and gentlemen, service, again, runs in my veins. I'm going to use my experience as a West Point graduate, a U.S. Army officer, a CPA, a prosecutor, and a father of 4 young kids, all under the age of 10, to take back the American dream. And friends, I leave you with this. When we send President Donald J. Trump back into the White House, when we send him back, he is going to need help to deliver on his promises to the American people. So he needs both chambers of U.S. Congress. And that is why we are going to take back the United States Senate. We are not only going to protect our majority in the U.S. House, but we are going to strengthen and grow our majority in the U.S. House. Friends, with your support, both here in Kentucky and across the river, we are going to make America safer again. We are going to make America wealthier again. And when we take back the White House, take back the Senate, and grow a majority in the U.S. House, yes, we will make America great again. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless both states in Kentucky and Ohio. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
All right. You're in Cincinnati, vote for that guy.